This is the ACMER P3 laser. ACMER reached out to me and asked if I would like to take a look at one of their machines and share my thoughts with those of you who might be interested in it. A quick disclaimer, ACMER has sent me this machine for free. My thoughts are my own, and they have not paid me to make this video. Just bear in mind that all lasers are dangerous, so make sure to take the necessary precautions to protect yourself and others whilst using these machines. Let's get into the review. The first thing I would like to bring to your attention is this laser has an updated Core XY structure. What this means is that we now have access to amazing high power modules, like the 48 watt I have been given to review. The problem with them is the weight of the module itself. What this can lead to is sloppy engravings like you see in the example video, and ACMER have used this Core XY structure to limit this and are able to achieve incredible speeds by doing so. So opening the box for the first time, I have to say I am really impressed with how well packaged it is. On top you will find a bag with a quick unboxing guide which just shows you the necessary steps to take to remove certain things before firing up the laser for the first time. It also includes a decent in-depth manual showing how to set the laser up and how to connect it to the computer. You will also find a cheat sheet which shows you some baselines for engraving and cutting, speeds and power, with pictures to show the result, which I thought was a nice touch, although I will always recommend doing your own tests. This also shows what they have tested this machine on, such as basswood ply, leather, craft paper, MDF, I wonder how many comments I'm going to get on this, anodized aluminium, glass, ceramics, and black acrylic. Next out of the box is the camera calibration card. Now, I never use the camera on lasers to position my work, and I won't be going through the setup process of the camera in this video, but you basically place this in different positions around your laser bed and work through the light burn setup. After this video is released, I will be doing some live streams, which I'll probably do a calibration test on. So if you want to chill out with me over the weekends, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell turned on so you'll be notified when I release a video or go live. I'll be looking at the capabilities of this machine, product research, and general woodworking. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to be subscribed. Next up is the user manual. This is a very detailed guide on how to set up your laser, from installing the laser module and air assist to installing the software or firmware on your computer. The last thing in the top of the box is going to be the toolkit. Now, there are a couple of brackets inside the laser that you'll have to remove. They are only in there for shipping reasons. They just hold the gantry in place whilst the package is being shipped. Unfortunately, those two parts aren't the only screws that need to be removed on this machine. There is a plastic film over the enclosure. What you need to do is take these screws out one by one, peel a bit of plastic back and put the screw back in, and you have to do that with roughly 29 screws on this machine. Now, unfortunately, it is one of those things that you have to do with this machine to get it set up fully. The protective plastic layer is actually under the exhaust fan as well. I didn't unbolt the fan on this. I just cut round the fan with a sharp blade. It's not too big of a deal. It just adds a bit more time to the setup. Inside the machine, you can see a decent amount of foam and the included 75mm exhaust hose. I prefer to use a 6-inch fan, but that's mainly because the smaller fans are louder. But that being said, it does do a good job of exhausting those nasty fumes. And at the end of the day, these smaller fans still do the job that is required. So I can't really complain about the size. Under this layer, we have the rest of the components. We have the fume extractor hose clamp, the air assist hoses. One goes from the pump to the machine, and the other goes from the drag chain to the laser module. This is actually a really nice system. Next up is the pump. It does connect directly to the machine, which I do like as it doesn't take up another wall socket, and it does come included in the machine. There's a lot of machines that do not come with an air assist. This next box contains the power supply. Now, I did mess up here. I didn't check the box before opening it. and it states on the side that it is the EU specification. The only difference I could tell between them was the type of wall connector on the end of the cable. I noticed it was rated at 10 amp, and as I have an abundance of cables, I did find a 10 amp UK equivalent. I then sent an email stating the machine was sent with an EU connection and that I have a UK style plug that I can use if it is safe to do so, which they replied that it was absolutely fine. Next out of the box is the USB cable. I am by no means a fan of these. Every laser I've used with this type of USB cable has had connection issues. Whilst doing copious amounts of testing over the first weekend, I did get disconnected once. I'm fairly certain it's to do with this USB cable, but I'm not 100% sure yet. If you ever have any connection issues with any laser, I would always recommend starting with the USB cable. I am going to continue to test with this USB cable as I want to give it the best chance possible before trying a different one. Next up is the box of materials. I really like this, especially for beginners. If you don't have access to a lot of materials, this will get you going within the first hour of setting up this machine. Included, you get a pack of anodized aluminium business cards, a selection of 2 or 3 millimeter bass plywood, a cork coaster, and a piece of black acrylic. They also include a physical cheat sheet or storyboard, which is nice so you can plug in your base settings and be burning away in no time. When it comes to safety, ACMER have implemented a lot of features. An isolator key which needs to be inserted and switched on for the laser to work. This is great if you have others that have access to your workshop or your room and you don't want them using your machine. Next to it, you have the on-off switch, and next to that is the emergency stop. It operates in a standard way. Hitting the switch shuts off the power, and twisting it resets the switch. There is a micro switch on the frame under the lid. If you lift the lid whilst engraving or cutting, the micro switch will activate and the laser will stop. When closing the lid, the laser will start again. It also includes a flame detection sensor, tilt protection, and an overheat protection sensor inside the laser module. It has limit switches, which is great for homing the machine, but also works as a safety system as well. If it hits the limit switch, it will stop the machine, and you can assess the situation. Without them, it could cause damage to the motors or laser module itself. Now, they have included a set of safety glasses. As far as I can tell, there isn't any information on the wavelength that these are rated for. It does have a CE regulated sticker on them, but it's up to you whether or not to trust these glasses. Myself personally, I would rather invest in a set of safety glasses that are rated to the specific wavelength of the laser that you're using, especially when this machine has the option to use different laser modules. I can't emphasize how important this is, especially when engraving there is still a bit of light leakage. As much as I like the removable tray, which makes things super easy for discarding the waste, there is some light leakage around it, and safety has got to be taken seriously at the highest level. When it comes to the safety of anything, you really must do your own research. I'm not going to recommend what you should and shouldn't do. The risk is entirely yours, no matter what you decide to do. Next up, we have the connections. I love the fact that they are all in the same place. Starting from left to right, we have the power supply, USB, air assist pipe, and the power port for the pump. Also on the same side, but on the inside of the machine, we have the USB for the camera, a TF card slot, and the roller connection. As with all laser engravers, when cutting or engraving, there is going to be a lot of smoke and debris flying around inside the machine. This might cause potential connection issues in the future. To be fair to ACMER, they have positioned these connections at the front of the machine, and everything is being pulled away from them as the exhaust is on the opposite side. But a small rubber bung like you have for the pump power supply would be a quick, easy solution here for the connections. Time will tell if there is any issues with this, and it might be perfectly fine. Getting to the meat and potatoes of the machine, the module. This is the 48 and 24 watt module. You can turn off half the diodes, which will decrease the dot size, giving more lines per inch, which in turn gives a higher detail. This is a really nice feature. This just means there is no compromise. If you want more detail in engravings, you can switch it to 24 watt. If you want to cut faster or thicker, you can switch it to the 48 watt. It is a manual focus. To focus it, you need to drop the pin to the relevant measurement on the side of the module, then drop the module so the pin touches the top of the material, then tighten the 2 thumb screws to lock the module in place. Doing some test engravings on 18mm birch ply, you can see some really nice detail and the quality is really good. I randomly chose a couple of pictures of our dog and a picture graphic I designed with AI for a mate of mine. For these tests, I used the base settings provided by ACMER. I played around with some of the settings for the truck, but overall the images have come out really well. And this was done with the 48 watt, not the 24 watt. Now, those of you whom are observant may have spotted a hole in the board. Curiosity got the better of me and wondered if this laser could cut through 18mm birch ply. Bear in mind, my 150 watt CO2 struggles to get through this plywood, and yes, it did cut through this. It did take a few passes, but it did get through it, which I was not expecting. Now, it isn't the best cut in the world. It does have some deformation to it, but it has cut through it, and I would expect better results with solid wood and acrylic rather than ply. So I moved on to 1/2" beech, and it cut through it in a single pass at over 200mm per minute at 90% power. Just to put this into perspective, that is what my 10 watt diode cuts 3mm MDF at. This is really cool, as I have some products that I'm itching to try with this, as I am having to make them by hand at the moment, although I have made a prototype with thinner material on the laser. So if you are interested in that, make sure to watch that in a future episode. Now, ACMER claim that this 48 watt module can cut 35mm ply and 45mm black acrylic. I will be getting hold of these materials to test its capabilities, but for those of you whom are still watching, I want to ask you a quick question, because I think it will give ACMER some great feedback. When looking to purchase a laser, what are you wanting to get out of it? For me personally, and I know everyone's needs and preferences are different, but for me personally, I would like to cut my material as fast as possible. And when it comes to laser cutting, I tend to cut anywhere from 3 to 12mm, so about 1/8 to 1/2" thick material, and no thicker. It's one of the reasons why I think ACMER has done really well with this machine. With the 48 watt module, it cuts 3mm MDF at over 800mm per minute, which is 4 times faster than my 10 watt diode. Because I like to design and build things more than, say, engraving, it means I can go from concept design to physical model so much quicker, which in turn means faster product development to testing the market. To finish off, I did a complete file test. It is a 6mm or 1/4 inch thick pine riser set. It only took 20 minutes to cut out, as opposed to an hour and a half on my previous 10 watt diode laser, and it came out flawlessly. My likes and dislikes with this machine. I think overall this machine has been very well thought out. The placement of cable connections and button placement is great, although could do with a simple cover for the inside connections. I love the 48 watt module. It is powerful enough to cut what I wanted to cut quickly, and the engravings come out super well without changing many settings. I really like the variety of modules you can get for this machine, along with a load of different accessories, including a smoke air purifier, an auto conveyor feeder that allows you to engrave or cut 200 inches, and rotary attachments. The plastic cover was a pain, but it only needs to be done once. The removable crumb tray is great. I can tell they have put a lot of thought into the safety aspect of the machine, which is awesome, but I do not like the glasses. I would really like to see ACMER reach out to a reputable company that specifically makes laser-safe glasses and collaborate with them. I think this would give peace and mind to people like myself. If they are a reputable company that makes these glasses, just make it known in the documentation and or on the glasses. The screws to lock the module in place when focusing the laser need to protrude further. My sausage fingers are way too fat to tighten them. Making them a little longer will definitely help with this. If it becomes an annoyance for me, I will make my own to extend them for my convenience, but it would be really nice to see this as it's a simple thing that can be changed. All in all, what a great machine, and I look forward to getting more projects done with it and sharing them with you. If you are interested in this machine, go check out the link in the description. If it is an affiliate link, it will have affiliate written next to it. This means I will get a little kickback if you purchase anything through that link at no extra cost to yourself, and helps to support my channel. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the live streams or my next video.